Thank you. We will take a short break, but I do want to respond, address some of the comments we heard from our labor brothers and sisters and immigrant community members about a recent state Democratic Party executive board meeting. I think that maybe some of you don't have context for what they are talking about, and so I want to be transparent and upfront about that. There was a resolution calling upon the state party to prohibit the sharing of driver's license data with ICE and every other federal agency. Like all of us here on the DCCC and in this room, I strongly oppose the sharing of any information with ICE and condemn the actions of ICE and the Trump presidency resoundingly. However, I ask that we have a conversation about the language, any other federal agency. As many of you may know, state law already prohibits local law enforcement agencies from sharing data with ICE, including automated license plate reader data, and that has been the law for at least 10 years. I pointed out that in my experience as a prosecutor, that many kidnapping cases and human trafficking cases across the nation, federal law enforcement when things cross state lines where federal law enforcement has jurisdiction, access to license plates in real time has saved lives of young children. In fact, the first 6 hours of any child abduction is the most critical in ensuring the return, safe return of a child. So I called for some nuance in the state party's position so that the abduction of children and human trafficking victims were not hurt by overbroad language. Other e-board members made the case that under the Trump administration, there is a risk that information obtained by any federal agency could be shared with ICE, which is understandable considering the times that we live in and on the actions of this fascist administration. So as a party, we kept that language, any federal agency, and the motion that based to oppose sharing info with ICE and any other federal agency passed. During my comments to the executive board of the state party, I specifically stated that I was fully opposed to sharing information with ICE. But nuance is often difficult to communicate in politics, and I apologize if raising this question gave anyone a contrary impression. We on this body all agree that the sanctuary state policy is critically important to the safety of our communities and our city, and that we all stand behind it. I have been focused on finding ways we can support our immigrant communities in these very dark times. One concrete way to do that is to do what I did last Friday. Last Friday, I volunteered with Faith in Action to accompany an immigrant family of 4 from Colombia that were seeking asylum in the United States. Their 2 young children were there, a 10-year-old in SFUSE and a 2-year-old. I have asked all members of this committee and delegates to the state party to volunteer for these accompaniments. If you are also interested in doing so, please feel to reach out. Thank you for hearing me out, and I know that I and all of us will continue to oppose ICE in our words, our policies, and actions, and I hope that this provides some clarification. Thank you for listening.